So if you've been wondering why we've been struggling to hold in our excitement, well, I know we're always excitable, but today is very special. We're going to dive into the adrenaline-charged space of MMA. We are here for this evolution that is happening around us, but it's been a while in the making. And sports betting is where the raw power of that octagon, ring, whatever you want to call it, cage, converges with the excitement of wagering. That's where the literally stakes go up. And this morning we welcome pro MMA fighter and friend to us all, Dricus Plessis, World Sports Betting Sponsorship Manager, Yolandi Fenter, and a man we owe a huge amount to in the fight game, President of the EFC, Cairo Howard. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Can we get a little round of applause? Because I've got to stop myself from, because I know where you're going to be, and I've seen where you've come from, and I think you know better than anyone else where you're going to be. Soon enough, it's just plotting that course. How do we get there, my friend? At the moment, the world is in love with you. You know, when you became clickbait with American MMA experts who have been in the game for about 3 minutes telling the world your life story, how does that make you feel now that you're in the epicenter? I know you get up and grind every day, but that's got to just be mind-blowing, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. It's been a crazy ride. You know, like you say, we've all known each other for a very long time. You know, and like you said, we all owe a big thanks to Cairo and EFC for what they've done. Obviously, guys like World Sports Betting investing in this sport, because you know, when I started this 10 years ago as a 19-year-old, my first professional fight was with the EFC, and most of my career was with the EFC, and that gave me the platform and the opportunity to, you know, ultimately, you know, get the investments needed to continue my career. And here I am right now on the world stage representing my country. And like you said, I became clickbait overnight, and it's pretty amazing.
So we got the 7-1 clickbait, which is we're absolutely loving as well. I'm going to ask you, when you look back at all those structures, because you had a traditional martial arts background as well, now you've got one of the best MMA, mixed kind of martial arts camps around you at the moment. How grateful are you to those guys that started your journey with you?
Yeah, 100%. I think the most important part is, you know, people believing in you before you believe in yourself. Because after a while, you know, nobody really knows up until you do it. You can have a feeling, but you don't really know up until you go out and do it. But, you know, without the structures, without the support, and, you know, without the ground level support, where your whole base is built.
That white belt, bro.
That white belt. And, you know, once again, getting opportunities. You know, like the opportunity I've been given, and, you know, making sure you grab those opportunities and work hard towards them. And, you know, here you are, because I think you lose so many people in the first, let's say, 2 years of the draft, because you don't know where you're going, you don't really see the results, you don't see the opportunities, and maybe you miss an opportunity or two, and that's where people get lost, and a lot of talent get lost.
Yeah, 100%. But not you, buddy.
No.
Not you, my friend. It's just mind-blowing to see this journey. Do I need to even ask what the motivation to connect here is? Yolandi, maybe a good kind of focal point is MMA at the moment. Yeah. Why is this such a good bet? Why are you guys so excited about the partnership with Dricus?
Well, the partnership with Dricus and EFC has been, you know, a couple of years. So it's been a long-standing relationship between the two. And just to see Dricus grow and, you know, fight internationally, representing the country, I mean, how amazing and phenomenal is that? And with EFC, the relationship has been so fruitful, and it's all about creating awareness for the sport that everybody loves so much. And hopefully, you know, the new talent that comes in, supporting those guys so they can be the next Dricus in a couple of years.
Well, Cairo, the bottom line is the rest of the world now is looking to the EFC for the next fighter that's going to dominate on the global stage. You saw this. I remember those, like, it must have been weeks while you guys were shifting investments, and you must have put everything on the line for this. Yeah. What is it about MMA that took that step within you? Why were you willing to go all in for this, bro?
It's such an exciting sport to watch. Yeah. It's easy to understand. It's not complicated. There's two people fighting against each other, and you get a clear winner most of the time, you know. So when we saw the sport launching 20 years ago plus in the States, 30 years ago now, we just knew it was going to be massive globally, and we had an opportunity to do it, you know, in Africa. But you get someone like Dricus, I think he's downplaying his own vision that he had back then. I remember him as a 19-year-old coming in. His first fight that he ever had at EFC, finished and went up to the post-event press conference, and most of the other athletes were just in their T-shirts and their fight shorts, and Dricus came out in a suit and a tie,
100%,
properly
bro.
dressed, and everyone looked at him and said, and I remember one of the athletes almost like mocked him, said, "Oh, what are you dressing up like this? Who are you dressing up for?" And Dricus said, "I'm acting like a champion, I'm training like a champion, a world champion, and I'm dressing like a world champion today, because that's what I'm going to be one day," and that's what he's going to be.
Yeah, I've no doubt. And again, I say thank you. Thank you for putting Africa on the map, because this isn't just a South African story. This is an African story.
100%.
And a lot of African fighters have been able to enter into the game and support themselves and bring up kids and have families supported by the fight game, which is massive. And that speaks to your support in that structure as well. Can I ask you anything about what's going to be happening, dude? I think the best place to be would be, what do you want? What do you want out of this next 6 months, year?
What I can definitely tell you is I do not know what's coming next, but I can tell you in my perfect world what I would like to have next. So in an ideal world, I would love to fight Sean Strickland for the middleweight title of the world and get that first defense in against Israel Adesanya. Now, he deserves that fight.
Yeah.
He deserves to get a hiding. And,
Do you think he wants that fight, buddy?
Right now, I think he's in a tough spot. But yes, at the end of the day, that's in my ideal world, is become the middleweight champion, because that's ultimately the goal, one of the goals. It's not fighting any other person. Fighting Adesanya, to me, as soon as he lost the bout, he became irrelevant. And Sean Strickland became the new target, because he's the champion now. Obviously, nobody really gave Sean Strickland a chance, but that's in my ideal world, is getting that title fight. And the UFC right now, I don't think they're really sure what to do, because Sean Strickland really came in and he shook the house. Nobody really thought that would happen. So
Came like a thug, bro.
I mean,
I love that.
when I watched the fight, I was like, you can't take anything away from him. Even though Israel didn't perform the way he can, but Sean Strickland went out there and he had a great night at the office, and he deserves every bit of credit that he's getting.
100%, man. No, I was joking. I saw him fight when he was 17 against one of our greats, Donovan Hawkey, I think it was, at the time. Amazing. Caro, what's up? What's coming up? What can fans invest themselves in? And what should we be putting a little bit of money on?
Look, I think what's so exciting is seeing the next generation coming through. Dricus came into EFC from a K1 stand-up background and got into MMA. What we're seeing now is the generation of athletes that have grown up
starting there. Yeah.
Starting training, like the Camerons who've been training with Dricus since they were a kid, that they've been training MMA since they were youngsters. We're getting that generation coming through now. So it's what Dricus and Cameron and the others have done. They've paved the way. They've shown that it's possible. And all the other athletes in EFC in Africa are looking at this going, hey, I can do that. That is an opportunity for me. And they really, there's no limit to what they can achieve now.
I'm just thinking about, I don't know how I'm going to do it. My son and I are far too emotionally invested in your, at least, I know I believe, but it's still tough, bro. It's still so tough to watch you go out there and do these things, dude.
It's facts. I mean, I speak, I always tell people when Cameron and me, because we try to fight in the same fight cards because of all the traveling, it's just easier to go together. You don't want to travel there twice in a month. And whenever he's fighting, I'm so nervous. It feels a lot worse than when I'm fighting, because when I'm fighting, I know what I need to do. It almost feels like just let me do it. Let me do it. It's but and that's the kind of support that I feel. It's not only because we're teammates. It's because we are fellow South Africans. We are fellow countrymen, and what can you say, from the same continent, fellow continent men. At the end of the day, that is what makes South Africa, in particular, so amazing in terms of sports. I mean, with the box playing now, I mean, it just consumes me. That's almost all I talk about right now is World Cup rugby. And I know when I fight, I can feel it. That's what the vibe is like. Everybody is excited to watch me fight, and the whole country, or at least most of them, are 100% behind me. You can just feel it. You can feel that.
Special.
Special.
I don't want to break your heart. My son might have been drifting towards Izzy before you came onto the scene. So our house might be a little bit split now. We owe all of you a great debt of gratitude. We've given away a lot of money courtesy of you guys on this show. Any guesses today? What are you going to put it at? 20 grand, 10 grand? What do you think, Yolandi?
Hoping for a little bit more. I think today it's a good show for the morning. So.
She said it even more. We're going to continue to break the bank. Don't worry. No one is going anywhere. We will find out who the lucky spinner is going to be, who's going to spin our wheel. And we have given away so much, life-changing amounts of money. But I'm going to say one last time, a big round of applause to these incredible human beings for being here, buddy. Love you guys. So
Thank you for having us.